purpose that I'm pleased to be involved in. One of the committees, at least in Republican days that I chair and in Democratic majority days, I'm the lead Republican on, is an appropriations committee that funds the Department of Justice, which means the programs that fund DEA, ATF, U.S. Marshals, and the FBI, so federal law enforcement. But also there's significant grant programs within the Department of Justice that provide money for encouraging cooperation between the federal level, the state level, and local law enforcement, and just a number of grant programs that are designed to better improve law enforcement in communities across the country. About the time that I became the chairman, there was this hue and cry in many places across the country to defund the police. And my conclusion was that's not a solution to anything. We ought to be finding ways to fund law enforcement in better ways, in more ways. And we've worked hard with the Department of Justice to create grant programs that are for small communities, smaller counties. So many instances in which you apply for a federal grant, it takes an inordinate amount of paperwork and it takes a long time. And many law enforcement offices across Kansas, whether it's a police department or a sheriff's office, don't have the personnel with either the training or expertise, but in most instances mean that you're taking a law enforcement officer off the street or off the township road or doing their normal jobs. So we've been trying to find ways to improve the chances that Kansas gets a return on its taxpayer dollars that go to Washington, D.C. I am not looking for more ways for federal government, for Washington, D.C. to spend money. I'm not looking for more money to be spent. But I am interested in, once it's determined how much money is going to be spent, to make sure that Kansans get a fair or maybe even better than fair return on their taxpayer dollars that are going there. And we've been using, and my reaction to, as I said, to defunding the police was, let's find ways to better train the police, give them greater tools, more assets, and make law enforcement officers and the people that they serve more safe. And so, unfortunately for me, I have at the time, a ranking member, the Democrat lead on this committee, Senator Shaheen, who used to be the governor of New Hampshire, had the same attitude and approach, and so a Republican and a Democrat decided to pursue this together. She's now the chairwoman, and I'm now the ranking member. We flipped positions. But it's given me the opportunity, and about the time all this was taking place, the House of Representatives decided that they were going to return to what used to be called earmarks, now called congressionally designated spending. And I decided to participate in whatever opportunities I had to send, that's not a very good word, to find resources for needs in Kansas. And it allowed me then to go a step further than what we've been doing in helping law enforcement. And we were congressionally designated. So in the appropriation bill that President Biden signed, passed by the House, passed by the Senate, there are a number of line items for Kansas law enforcement, and one of those is for the Lyon County Sheriff's Department. And in the 3 years that we've been doing this effort, we have provided more than $29 million to Kansas sheriff's departments and police departments across the state. And today I'm here to announce that Lyon County is one of the beneficiaries of the bill that just passed, 3 months ago, signed by the president. It's in the work. It doesn't eliminate the paperwork from the sheriff's point of view, but the good news is that when you fill out the paperwork, it's that because of the congressionally designated spending, that grant has already been approved. So you know that while you're going through paperwork issues, the money is going to be there. And Lyon County has not yet received these dollars, but the normal thing is they appear about the end of the fiscal year, which is September the 30th. So in this time frame that we're in the next month or so, I would expect this to occur. And I'm here to announce that Lyon County has been appropriated $245,000 for upgrades within the department. The sheriff, I hope, will explain to his community and his county how that money, what that means to this county. And I somewhat jokingly said to the county commissioners, we're trying to help you do things that I think you would probably want done, but can't find the resources within the county budget, and I despise property taxes, and trying to help find ways that we fund things that don't cause mill levies to increase and property taxes to go up. And I'm not, as I said earlier, I want to kind of emphasize this. It's not that I'm looking for more ways to spend money, but once the decision has been made about how much money is going to be spent, then let's see what we can do to benefit Kansas and its citizens. And so, Sheriff, thank you for being the kind of department that is certainly worthy of our support and certainly found by the Department of Justice to be worthy of these dollars. And we will help you any way we can to make sure that if that money comes soon. And as I understand it, there's no reason for me to tell you what I understand how the money's going to be spent when the sheriff can tell you exactly the plans of the department. So we're here to pay respect and honor to law enforcement officials, to say thank you for what you do, and to try to make up for those people who thought the solution to our challenges in society were to get rid of the police or provide them fewer assets, and to make the case that there's lots of ways that we can improve the safety and security of people whenever we support law enforcement. So I'm here to support law enforcement and to indicate that we're trying to put some money where our mouth is. So Sheriff, thanks.
I want to thank you and your office for all the help with this. You know, they reached out to me, Senator Moran's office did, and said, hey Sheriff, we have this opportunity, what are your needs? And I'm like, well, we're right in the middle of an outdated camera system for all of our patrol vehicles. Those are very expensive, typically bought with mill levy dollars or capital outlay dollars, sales tax dollars. So we're able to buy re-outfit 9 camera systems on our current vehicles that are getting ready to come out, and that will complete our renewal of our 7-year-old body-worn cameras, which help with prosecutions, keeping us safe, helps control liability, false claims, different things like that. So and there's like, well, what else would you like to do? And or could you
don't make this sound like we're too easy giving away money.
They weren't, and they so I said, well, this community has struggled through my whole career since 1990 of having a quality range that we can use for training, scenario-based training, things like that. So we were actually, the timing was spectacular because I had a deputy that was researching that, and so we had some numbers for equipment. We can't build anything with it, but we can buy equipment. So we're going to use the remainder of that money to work on updating the range and getting that to be something that we can use to do scenario-based training, reaction-based training, and help our officers stay safe. So what I like about that is we've also reached out that will benefit the City of Emporia law enforcement, ESU law enforcement, and hopefully the surrounding counties law enforcement agencies. And so it's not just something for the Lyon County Sheriff's Office. So, but I think it would be something that the whole county could be proud of, and that would help with our retention and training and all that stuff too. So with that, I thank you. It has been a process.
It has been, I'm sorry.
With all the paperwork, which his office has been very helpful with that, and it does not alleviate the paperwork, but it's it truly wouldn't be possible without Senator Moran's office, and you do a fantastic job.
Well, thank you.